Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has given Nigerian tertiary institution 1 month to disclose all admissions conducted outside a central admission processing system before 2017. This directive, announced by JAMB's Public Communication Advisor Dr. Fabian Benjamin, aims to enhance transparency and curtail illegal admission. Institutions failing to comply will see these undisclosed admissions unrecognized. JAMB also reaffirmed the minimum admission age of 16 years for the 2024-2025 section. Additionally, it announced unappropriate daily part-time and top-up programs get offered by some polytechnics and universities, highlighting this as fraudulent practices. All right, so you could tell that, of course, when we're talking about the age of students that should gain admission into university, is no longer 15 years because, I mean, this actually came up when we realized that we have a 16-year-old student outside from Nigerian in Despera that is going for PhD. Yeah. When did you get admission into school? That was a problem. They had to call Nigerian's authority to ask what exactly is going on here. But that's by the way. And then we also realized that Polytechnic, like they talked about HND, that some of these programs are not being recognized by JAMB. So when it's time for NYAC, they get to have serious issues with them that universities should review and also know what to do. And of course, you know that in some university programs, some of them gain admission like I did. It was through, what's it called? One of those programs. Yes, even though it was well organized and with JAMB, as in the Lias Beta, everything was perfect. But most of them do not recognize. And I'm wondering, why should schools be admitting students that did not go through the right process, when we also know that to even fund education in Nigeria is actually a little bit difficult for some persons? So why doing that? That one will spend 4 years in school, and then at the end, you realize that you didn't pass through the right process.
You know, that is one of the reasons why several calls have been made as to scrubbing the JAMB itself. You know, but when you look at these issues, you would know that at least there is need for all of these parties to work together. If we've agreed that JAMB should stay. You know, universities should collaborate with JAMB and ensure that we work in synergy. You know, someone gaining admission in Sokoto should go through the same process whereby someone gaining admission in Port Harcourt is, you know, undergoing. And by so doing, that is how we can see ourselves as, you know, one country where, you know, there's equal opportunity. The same thing you do here, you get the same result here in the West or in the South. It's the same process when you go to the East, you do and you get the same result. And looking at some of these schools that, you know, give admission without, you know, letting JAMB understand or know how come about it, it's really a problem, because I don't know what they stand to gain by doing that. But one thing about Nigeria and Nigerian system is that, you know, there are always loopholes for people to exploit. JAMB should start looking at these loopholes and closing them. Because it's not going to do us any good. It will only raise dust and cause chaos in the country. And somebody just finishing these 4 years he had to spend in university and coming out wanting to go for National Youth Service, you found out that, you know, you didn't get admission through the right process. It's very pathetic.
So who should actually be held responsible for that? Is it the school authority or the students? Because you remember that these students, before they passed through the 4 years, they actually paid the necessary fees.
Truly.
They did all that was required from school. And now time for you to go for NYAC is not a problem with JAMB, which it means that you still have to pay. So who's supposed to take responsibility for that? Is it the school authority or the students?
I think that the school authority should bear the last chunk of the blame here, because, you know, for you to...
The large?
Yes.
So students have a little to bear?
Yes, because, you know, when it comes to that area, at least you should understand the law now. Because, like the states, you know, the ignorance is not an excuse. JAMB has come out clearly you know, unequivocally to state that, you know, gaining admission must be through the right channel. And if there is any means you have gone through to gain admission, which it's not through writing the JAMB and the post-UTM and all of such, you should begin to, you know, ensure that the school that gave you that source admission, you know, re-register you through the right channel and follow the due process. That is why the students should take at least a little bit of this blame, but the university at large should take the last chunk of it, because you know, you have opened a department and called people to come and get admitted into that department, and you are not sure, or you have not rectified that with the national body itself that is responsible for giving student admission. I mean, it's a very bad thing to do, and I don't know, like I said, what they stand to gain by doing some of this. And JAMB itself should come out with stringent measures to ensure that people that do this don't necessarily go unpunished, and you know, we see how to shut down some of these loopholes for a better country.
How many times did you write JAMB?
I think I sat for JAMB twice. Yes.
Just twice?
Twice.
You're such a lucky boy. All right. Thank you so much, Confidence Wadon.
It's all right.
It was beautiful having you here.
Yes, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And are you going to continue the protest after now?
I think with what the president just said on Sunday, it's triggering many of us to
protest. So the only thing that disobeying the federal government because they said do not protest.
No. We are not. Protest is the right of every human being on earth, especially Nigerians.
Oh, especially Nigerians.
Especially because we are in a worse situation.
All right, thank you so much, our viewers, for staying patiently. I am Immaculata Ibri. Can I be missed out? You can join us on all our media platforms.